What if I told you this one simple trick could help you reduce your hemoglobin A1C levels by nearly 2 percentage points? It's certainly possible, and it's easier to do than you may think. As a matter of fact, most people can do this. I should also say a 1 to 2 point drop in hemoglobin A1C is substantially meaningful. The American Diabetes Association states nearly every 1 point reduction in A1C is associated with a 40% reduced risk of long-term diabetes complications. So what's this all about? Stick around and you'll learn more. Hey, I'm James, a registered nurse and health researcher with PrevMed, and we bring to healthcare workers like doctors, physician's assistants, nurse practitioners, and registered nurses health information and trending medical news that matters. To bring you up to speed, even small A1C reductions can yield big positive health outcomes. So what's this one simple trick to help reduce your hemoglobin A1C by 1 to 2 points? It's called CGM, or continuous glucose monitoring. It's a probe you put on your arm that connects to a smartphone or device, and voila, that's it. CGM is a system. It includes a device that visually shows you your glucose readings and a probe that's inserted into the skin that touches glucose. Together, they use an algorithm that frequently generates glucose readings, which are available at any time. Let me show you some supporting data. If you look here, a study from the American Diabetes Association, including 39 patients with type 2 diabetes, observed CGM glucose trends over 12 weeks. As you can see right here, the solid black line represents baseline A1C percentages, and the lighter line represents A1C percentages at 12 weeks. The results, a minimum of a 1 percentage point reduction in hemoglobin A1C, improved PRO scores, which are scores that measure subjective quality of life in people with diabetes in this case, and also 95% user satisfaction. People liked using CGM. Moving on, if you look at this slide, it shows data from a recent Annals of Medicine study correlating CGM usage with reduced hemoglobin A1C. The takeaway from both studies, CGM is associated with a reduction in glucose over time, not the inverse. Add to that a 40% reduced risk of long-term diabetes complications for every 1 point reduction in A1C might make this CGM intervention worthwhile. But what are the positives and negatives? First, the downsides. CGM is expensive for some people. Next, the probes inserted into the skin can cost around $75 a month. And don't forget, there can be problems with those sticking to the skin. Also, some people experience alarm fatigue, meaning when glucose drops, and it frequently does, there's an alarm that goes off on the meter. It can interrupt you at work. It can wake you up early in the morning around 2 to 4, 2 to 6 a.m. when AM glucose dips lowest. Moving on, even if someone uses CGM, it's still recommended to use finger sticks because CGM measures interstitial glucose, not capillary blood. Next, seeing these glucose trends can be anxiety provoking. Some people can see a quick spike after eating something healthy and not eat that food again. That's not necessarily what you should be going for. I should also add, CGM may not always produce accurate results. Any device, lab test, or screening can produce inaccurate results. It should also be noted the probe could be dislodged from the person's arm and give inaccurate results for long periods of time. And that's just one example. There are so many others. Finally, insurance will likely not approve continuous glucose monitoring for anyone who is not currently taking insulin. Now the positives. CGM is easy to use. The data can be shared with the physician to give them a better picture of the individual's health. CGM also teaches people the impact of food, exercise, sedentary lifestyle, work life, and stress on glucose levels. There's a lot you can do with that kind of information. Moving on, CGM may result in more health-conscious behaviors. When people see their glucose spike and dip, it gives them real-time feedback, which may lead to better behaviors. And last but not least, the American Diabetes Association states, quote, studies have shown that for every 1 point decrease in A1C levels, you reduce your risk of long-term diabetes complications by up to 40%. So what's the verdict on CGM? Well, this may be a great tool to help you explore your health further.